I'm here to help you make the decision that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. Stay with me. So, hey guys, my name is Amina, and today I wanted to talk about how to choose an undergraduate university course that's right for you. And this is so tough because, you know, you're probably 17 years old, you're at university, no, you're at college right now, and you're thinking about writing a personal statement, which you're gonna have to write through the summer and at the start of the new year, but you don't even know what course you want to do, what subjects you want to study, and it's a tricky one because, you know, this is what's gonna continue on with you for the rest of your life. It's gonna dictate so much, the career that you can do, the jobs that you may be able to get into, how much you're going to enjoy university, and you know, it's a tough one. If you know what you want to do, it's great, but if you don't, then it is a tough one. So hopefully today I can help you look at some things that might help you make that decision. So let's get started. So I'm going to be sharing my screen over here, and I'll leave the links for all websites down below as well, so you can go check them out to decide what it is that you want to do. And have a chat down below as well. Let me know if you did a particular course and you hated it or you loved it, and yeah, so we can help each other out as well. So I'm going to start off at UCAS's website because that's a good place to start, because they are the platform where you do apply for university. So there's this website called UCAS.com, and you can explore subjects. So I'm going to start from there. So try to think about subjects that you enjoy at school. Now that's not really, I know people say that, but it's not the best place to start, but I'm going to start from there because, you know, ultimately, if you're not great at maths or you don't love maths, you're probably not going to do maths at university, right? So try to think about subjects that you find interesting, you feel like you're good at naturally, you feel like you find interesting when you study. University is hard whether you love the subject or not. I loved science. I didn't find university easy. Not because I was not good at it, but university is a huge jump from A levels or from college. So it's really important that you have some passion or some like intrinsic interest in what it is that you want to do, because if you don't, you'll really struggle to find like the motivation, because it's hard in university. So try to think about that first. So essentially we're going to start here to look at some subjects. So you've got accounting, aerospace engineering, agriculture, anthropology, art and design, science. There are all these different subjects, and within each subject you've got a number of different courses as well. So these are all like some subjects that you could be interested in, and I'll probably think about trying to pick like 2 or 3 of them, right? Let's not try to be too broad, because if you think about I'm going to pick 10 of them, it's going to be really difficult to whittle down exactly what you want to do, because each of these subject blocks have so many courses within them. So try your best to try to whittle it down to 2 or 3. So I'm just going to go for let's go for something like engineering, because I think it's interesting. So let's go for engineering and technology. So engineering is a subject that, like, you know, has a range of different disciplines. There's a range of different specialist courses within university. So let's go and take a look. They give lots of really good information here about like what types of students study the subjects. As you can see here, the majority are full-time students. The majority at university are UK students, but you do have quite a big range of international students as well. And then it shows you like how many graduates go into employment, which is a good number to know. You can have a little comparison, have a little play around. It's really important that you know the percentage of students that end up in a job, because if you were to compare with other degrees, you'll notice that they're a lot lower or a lot higher, and it just gives you an indication of the chances of you being able to find a job. However, this is not a good number to look at to decide what you want to do, but it is a good like referencing point. So the top 5 graduate destinations: manufacturing, professional scientific, construction, wholesale, and IT. That's pretty interesting to know. And then what courses are available. So you can see like what courses are available from different universities, different types of engineering, chemical process manufacturing, different types of science, and biotechnology. They're all really interesting. So you can just take a little look at the further details, because something like this might put you off or might make you think, that's really interesting. So if you know, for example, like you're not doing a science A-level, so here it says maths A-level is normally essential, preferring A-level. If you haven't done physics or maths, then you might as well forget about engineering down the degree route. you might be able to do like an apprenticeship or something like that, but down the degree route, you might want to just let it go. So having a look at things like this will be really helpful to be able to help you like select. And then if you go down, it gives you like a personal statement help, like how you want to write your personal statement. And there's apprenticeships, like I mentioned earlier as well, which is really helpful, etc. So now that you've selected which topic it is that you are interested in, what I'd recommend, and this is something that people don't usually recommend, but I do recommend it because I think this is like a really important thing to consider when choosing a degree, is the employment prospects that there are. What I recommend you do now is go to jobs.ac.uk. So you want to go to jobs.ac.uk and you want to look at jobs in your particular field, just to get an idea of what's out there right now. What is it looking like in terms of like employment? How much could I get paid? Where are the jobs location wise, maybe in terms of like company wise, just things like that. I think it's really important. So if I go to engineering and technology, actually look at jobs, one thing that we are never told is this information. You're told, right, 76% of people go and get employment. They get employment in these sectors, but what do those jobs actually look like? Am I really going to enjoy it? Okay, fair enough, 76% of people get jobs, but where are these jobs? Are these jobs that I would actually be interested in? So here you can see there's 811 engineering jobs. Okay, cool. And these are the different jobs that there are. And you can, I think you can select or filter them down into different like subtopics, but the top ones are like research associates, and that's at Imperial College London, University of Birmingham. So far the top alerts and top jobs that I can see are mostly like academic jobs. These pay around £40,000 for the most part so far. And yeah, teaching fellow, maternity cover, there's a channel prediction. This is a little bit different. It's interesting. A teacher, a lecturer, loads of lecturers, and then there's like other university faculty roles. So far, the majority of them are actually professor, PhD studentships. That's an interesting one as well. So you are actually able to, with an engineering undergrad, go into a PhD because you have got that science background. So you'd be able to get a PhD studentship, in this case in analytical science, and it's fully funded. So it means that you do have the possibility of going into a fully funded PhD/masters, which is actually a paid role. So you get paid for this is 4 years, this one's 4 years. Yeah, paid for 4 years. It isn't a huge amount, it's around £16,000 to £20,000, but it's not taxed. So it does end up being like a decent starting salary if you compare it to someone who's gone into an average paid job. So there's loads of postdocs, senior lecturers. So far, if I just look at this first page, it's telling me that if I do engineering and technology, I may end up in a more academic role, which isn't necessarily, just be aware, it's not necessarily the case. The engineers that I know, none of them are in academia. They're all working within industry, manufacturing, rails, trains, cars, whatever, automotive, like whatever. So do be aware that this isn't a concise list, but it does show you where you could end up. And if you're not really interested in that, then that's something to also consider. Then I would move on. So you've chosen the course, you've looked at the jobs that are out there, the salaries, the locations, things like that. I'll then go to a university website. Now I'm just choosing Imperial College London because it is one of the best in London, in the UK, in the world. So, you know, I probably want to see what they would offer, and then, you know, you can look at other universities as well. So I'm going to go to Imperial College London, courses for 2023, because you'll be starting not this September but next September, or, you know, in the future, but I'm gonna look at 2023 for now. And then you want to go to the undergrad courses, and I'm just going to go to the first one. So that's aeronautical engineering, and this is an MEng. So MEng would be a master's in engineering, which means you do an undergrad and then you're doing a master's, so it's a 4-year degree. And if I'm not mistaken, Imperial only do 4 years, but don't quote me on that, but that is something to bear in mind. You can see straight away what the A-level offers are: A star, A star, A. So if you're someone who's, you know, not working at that level or not doing the requirements, so I'm assuming the requirements here would be, let's look at A levels, A star in maths, okay, A or A star in physics, yeah, A star, and A in a 3rd or 4th subject. Further math is recommended but not essential. General studies and critical thinking are not accepted. Student English. So these are the requirements. Again, if you don't meet those requirements, just forget it. And this is how you can kind of like pick a subject. by looking at realistically what you're interested in, and then practically and numerically what you have, what you don't have, and what you could potentially achieve, and then going from there. And that's just one example. And then you can have like a little table or a little list. I'll probably have like a spreadsheet or something on my computer and writing down like the courses that I was interested in, whether it's a yes or no, like, or the reason why, or find out more, that kind of thing. And I would even like recommend someone who was in year 10 or year 11 to do this, because it means that you'll choose your A-levels accordingly, and you'll think, right, I want to do engineering, that means I need to do physics, that means I need to do maths. So you're able to choose it, because by the point in which you want to apply for university, you've sort of passed the point where you can decide, I want to do maths, because you've already chosen those subjects. And then if you scroll down, so if you keep on going down, you'll see that you can download the program specification. I'm not sure if all universities do this, but they should, really, to be honest. And if you want to go into even more depth, you can. And so this is what the program specification looks like, and this is last year's one, 2021. Yeah, so this will be last year's one. And you can see the breakdown of like how they teach students, how many hours you will have in the first 3 years. This is what you'll do. Then you'll be starting to do that. You'll mirror an industrial design environment. In the final 2 years, you're going to be able to do this, your learning outcomes. And then if you keep going down, you'll find that they tell you about your workload, like how many hours of workload you're expected to complete like by yourself, assessment methods. It shows you that actually for the first year, exams are the heaviest component, and then year 2, it's less exams, more coursework, and then it kind of decreases in the final years, which is interesting. You can even see the module breakdown, so aerodynamics, structures, mathematics. And I think one thing that when I was choosing my degree, I was quite naive in thinking was a biochem at like say Imperial will be the same at biochem at UCL or King's. It's not, because when you look at the core components and the modules like what I'm showing you now, you'll notice that one may be more heavily biology, one may be more heavily chemistry, one may have like different components of biology. If you think about like all the modules you did in A-levels, or you're doing during your A-levels, there's so many of them, and within one of those modules there are so many little like subtopics that make up a whole module at university. So you will never do a module called biology. You'll do a module called like cell structure, and that's one module, right? So if you didn't enjoy the biological like cell stuff, molecular stuff at school, you might prefer a degree that's more heavily chemistry, for example. So by actually breaking down and looking at the program structure, you can figure out whether you're actually going to be doing more biology or more chemistry, or what it is that you are more interested in. So that's really important. Okay, and the last thing that I think is quite interesting to think about as well when you're looking at universities is the university itself. So what else do they offer, and what does that course offer? So if you're doing a degree, like this is an MEng degree, look at whether or not you're able to do like a year abroad or a year in industry, because that is something that, again, I was very naive, didn't really consider, thought, oh, I don't want to waste time. But actually, if I had thought about having a degree where I could have done a year abroad, which I could have in my degree, then it would have given me that chance to go out into industry, try something new, get paid alongside, get experience as well. As a student at university, one of the things that you'll find is that to get a graduate job at the end of your degree, employers want new graduates that have experience. And it's this vicious cycle that's like, how do you get experience if you haven't got a job, if you're just coming out of university? So if you are able to get a degree whereby you have that experience like weaved into it in the year abroad, extramural year, that would be a really, really very beneficial thing. You might feel like, oh, I'm wasting an extra year, but that's really helpful. So when thinking about a course that you're interested in, or like a subject you're interested in, think about like, is this a subject whereby universities offer that extra year that I can go abroad, go into industry, go and learn a language, like I can get that extra like year and the extra time out. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is a bit of an introduction. I mean, I wouldn't say I've exhausted everything, but I hope that you've been able to like have a starting point, know where to begin with trying to find out ways in which you can pick out and identify subjects that you actually are going to enjoy. And then the realistic side of it, which would be the university side. What do they want? Do you have what they want? Could you achieve what they want in the space of time that you have? And if you can't, then it's probably worthwhile considering something else. And if you can, then it's definitely worthwhile adding it to your list. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if this helped and what you are trying to decide between. I'll try to help you down below as well. If you're thinking about 2 subjects, let me know down below and I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.